welcome to episode 63 of Winging It.
15. Number 15 are Doncaster Rover or Crystal Palace. You're going to be at home if you make it through, Palace fans.
Okay, number 2.
And you're going to be facing Millwall.
Yes! Fucking yes!
It's Millwall in the Cup. Round 2 in the 2020s. Fucking get in. It's fucking Millwall.
Borough Market, here we come.
Oh, yeah. No, we're at home.
It's fine. It's by London Bridge. I'll go via.
Get the oysters on ice. The Curlies are in town.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't beaten Millwall at Selhurst since 2002, but we'll get to have a crack. Remember that one? Danny Granville, shirt over his head.
I do remember it.
About the last time he scored from a free kick, isn't it?
Was that before or after he scored?
Yeah, great win at Donny to set up, 3 lower league opposition ties to get you into the quarterfinal. We can't ask for much more than that in the FA Cup. But before we get into all of that, I'm going to crack open this beer, which is way too strong for this late on a Wednesday night, but we are where we are. And it's from Verdant, and it's called Putty, which is hopefully what Millwall will be in our hands when they come to Selhurst. Oh, but nice. It's 8%.
8? Bloody hell.
I might only drink half of it.
Did they not have one called Bermondsey Shit Cunts?
That might be available on the Bermondsey Mile. I don't know.
Under a railway arch somewhere, probably.
Very nice. It is nice.
Yeah, you like strong.
That? It looks like I'm alone, though.
Well,
yes.
In technically, you're always alone with whatever it is you're doing, drinking there. But you, no, not like that.
I thought you'd been really existential.
No. No, I'm just too tired for that, which is why I haven't got a beer.
Oh no!
No, not at this time.
No room service.
No.
No. I mean, obviously,
if I could, I reserve the right to change my mind, but no, as it stands, no.
Fine. Obviously, I don't have a beer either. I've got water because and it's just normal water, Albert. It's not even my funky water, whatever you call it.
That's enough of your funky water. Thank you very much.
Okay, fair.
Your wacky water.
My wacky water.
Well, I had some room service this weekend. Stayed in a hotel in Munich. Went to see Bayern against Michael Olise. Michael Olise against Werder Bremen. Fantastic weekend. If you've never been to the Allianz Arena, recommend it. Great day out. Really weird though. You get there and there's only one entrance. There's no segregation. There's like an away fan section, but everyone comes through the same thing. All the doors are open to the entire stadium. You can just walk in wherever you want. It's a very strange place, but yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Felt very weird, ironic, whatever you want, to go all the way to Germany to watch an Englishman score 2 penalties for a German football club. We got any tournaments coming up soon where he could miss one?
He's put his name down already, don't worry.
But yeah, I mean, it's like a training match, really. At one point, Bayern's 2 centre backs were the furthest players back, and they were 30 yards from Werder's goal. It was just ridiculous.
Playing that low block, then.
Don't we just if you're Werder Bremen, just stick someone on the halfway lines, give them something to think about.
Yeah.
Don't let them just squeeze you like that. But it was really kind of smart how Bayern did it. They just kind of inched their way up and then just suffocated them, and they just could not get out. And I'll tell you one thing, Harry Kane could play to his 45 at Bayern. Just stand on the 18-yard line and let 3 young fast fuckers behind you set you up for goals. Barely had to
Vincent
do anything.
Kompany, tactical genius. Credit where credit's due.
Yeah. Of course, Olise played the full game, which was very nice. Comfortably best player on the pitch, along with Joshua Kimmich. Really, really good game, and really showing off his skills. Werder in an extremely low block, and he was having to pick them apart with little passes through, but he didn't end up with an assist because everyone kept putting them wide when he got them through on goal, or the goalkeeper saved it. But yeah, excellent performance from Olise, and the fuckers scored an absolute screamer tonight up at Celtic. Where was that on Friday, Michael? Something else happened up at Celtic tonight, Hesketh.
Are we talking about my guy Jeff? Is that what we're talking about now?
Big Jeffrey Schlupp.
Big Jeffrey Schlupp. Yeah, he came on as a sub, and I turned on to see how he was doing, and he lost the ball twice in a minute. So
brought him on to deal with Olise.
You know what? He's losing the ball in the Champions League, so he's doing more than me.
What are you doing in the Champions League?
Very little.
Nothing.
To be honest,
nothing is the answer.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, nothing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've double checked,
fine.
and it is.
It turns out I'm not a pro footballer, and I'm sat at home talking to you. But who's the real winner? Also, still Jeffrey Schlupp. Shit.
I'm not the winner. After being in Munich on the weekend, and I was in a spa for a few hours, and for the first time in a while, it was weird. I didn't know what the feeling was. I'd had a bit of a steam room, bit of a sauna. I was laying next to a swimming pool in like a really nice heated room.
Do we want to know what this feeling was?
Yeah, where are we going?
And all of a sudden, I just had this wave over my body.
Oh.
And it took me about 5 seconds to realise it was relaxation. I was just relaxed for the first time in about 4 years.
Not too relaxed, I hope. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It was a German spa, so there were quite a lot of naked people walking around. Not me. I'm too prude. British to the core.
Pat, just the Palace top on. Still naked from the waist down, but
yeah.
Like a fucking toddler.
Yeah. With Virgin emblazoned on the front of his jacket.
Players, what do they call it? Players fit.
Player fit, yeah.
Player fit shirt, nothing else.
Nobody wants to see that.
Guten Tag.
Hashtag hard Brexit.
Yeah. There's not many versed things I could think of, to be honest. Yes, but back to Palace. Jez Raksaki scored tonight for Sheffield United. 2-2 now. Hesketh, not Hesketh, not you. I'm going to go to Albert. Albert, he kissed the badge when he scored.
Okay. Fair enough.
Can he get binned off onto the Jesse Derry scrap heap?
Oh no, not quite. It's not like he's it's not like he's got 50 fucking Palace appearances under his belt and gone out on what is probably his most successful loan spell at the highest level. But whatever, a gesture, isn't it? It's just a gesture.
He did win Charlton's Player of the Season.
Like I said, playing at a higher level. Yeah, whatever. Footballers love scoring goals, don't they?
They do.
Apparently so.
So, yeah, Jesse Derry, I've mentioned him there. I think we all knew really that he wasn't going to sign a new contract, but now it's quite clear. Is it terrible that I'm already planning on hurling abuse at a 17-year-old whenever he turns up at Selhurst?
Always thought he had a shit haircut. Always thought it.
Be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah, what especially
going to get
since the article that came out sort of said the reason was because he didn't see a clear pathway to the first team. So we'll see where he goes for his clear pathway to the first team. And if that happens to be Chelsea, for example, then I call bullshit. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yes. If he ends up at like Dortmund or something, then fair enough. But,
No, can I just say, him going to Chelsea is probably the quickest path to our first team, because we'll end up probably
that's actually
taking
true.
him on loan at some point.
That's 4D chess, that is. He's thinking 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, it turns out he's actually a really fucking smart kid. Actually.
Yeah, we're the idiots. It turns
Fair
out,
enough.
shit, what a realisation.
I don't know. I think I said in the group. What did I say in the group? I hope he spends his entire career getting snapped in two by players like his dad. Probably a bit harsh, but
Some might say
it's
a touch harsh.
But it's a shame, right? That if he is good enough, I mean, you have players like that every year in the under-18s at Palace who do really well, score loads of goals, and never make anything of it. But if he is good enough and there's not a pathway, I mean, given that Rob Quinn got sacked recently, for example, I wonder if also this plays into that. But like getting players through into the first team, if he's good enough, then he should be on the bench already, getting the odd minutes here and there. But maybe he isn't. Who knows? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Right. We went up to Donny, Hesketh.
We did.
On a beautiful Monday night.
Oh,
perfect with the weather.
You were talking about your hotel in Munich. My hotel in fucking Donny epitomised Doncaster itself. No USB port. There was like a jack for an actual old school telephone, like a rotary dial telephone. No USB, no hot water, it turned out in the end. All sorts of fucking stains all over places. Not great.
Before or after you left?
Yeah,
No comment.
Did you clean them up?
I won't say what our room number was.
Sounds like you were very relaxed as well.
It's the wonky water, mate. That's what it is.
Was your room number 69?
No comments. But then we did get a text off you saying we're all in this pub. It's £3.60 a pint for a Guinness. Turned out to be even cheaper for a pint of lager, and from there on, it was all right. Yeah,
I heard people were paying £3.15 for a pint of Guinness in another pub.
What?
Take some home.
Yeah, it was a. I don't know. What's a shit way of not promoting Weatherspoons? It was a Spoons.
So, the one thing I would say about the pub we went into, there was a little handwritten sign that said Beer Festival with an arrow on it. And before, when we got our drinks, we were trying to find where you were sat. And me and Vanessa had a peek through into the beer festival, and it looked like a fucking crack den. So I don't know what beer, I don't know what beer was strung out people were drinking in that room, but I'm quite glad you weren't in there.
What do you mean you haven't got anything Citra?
What's that needle? Put that needle
Lads,
down.
we're off. We're going.
Yeah. Where's the mosaic? Jesus.
Verdant. No, don't worry. Look, right. Drink up, lads. We're off.
Oh dear. But before you even got to Donny, Hesketh, I met him at King's Cross Station and gave him his ticket, but I was on the train just a little bit before him. Mm-hmm. I get on the train, pulls out the station, and you text to the group, I can't believe it, I'm starstruck. I'm stood next to...
I've stood next to Danny Dyer. I probably shouldn't be that excited on a Palace podcast about it, but I really like Danny Dyer. And I didn't expect to be stood next to him at King's Cross, but here we are. I didn't talk to him. I didn't say, nice one, brother. I didn't.
Nice one, brother.
I didn't mention Jared Bowen. None of that. But
where exactly were you stood next? Like, is this on the train? Is this on a platform?
The platform by the departure boards.
Okay.
He was just behind us.
And was anybody talking to him?
No. and he was wearing like tinted glasses in a sort of crap spy looking way. So I thought I'd just leave him alone.
Did you not give him a little cheeky 2-0 as you walk past?
No, I should have. But then, you know, like it's exciting in a way, but it's not Jeffrey Schlupp exciting. So,
Well, very few things are.
you know, if I saw Premier League champion and Champions League aficionado Jeffrey Schlupp stood next to me, that's a different story.
You should have told Danny Dyer that his disguise was about as good as Mavropanos is at centre-back.
Boom. I should have.
Dabbed and then walked off.
Dabbed, just like Albert, who's a cool dude.
That's what I'd have done.
Just not even said anything, just walked up to him and dabbed in front of him.
Dabby Dyer.
Oh, there we go.
Very good.
Excellent work.
We got there. So Donny, what I loved about it, because you know I don't do Northern aways at the moment. Not since
Donny
I've had
Dyer.
kids. Donny Dyer. Yeah,
They were.
it should have been a sign really that we were going to get back in Millwall. But yeah, I haven't been to a midweek away up top north for quite a while, and it reminded me how much I miss it. Just like being up there a bit early, bunch of people, like-minded people, all there, united behind one cause, just having a few beers, having a chat, having a laugh. I loved it. Fucking loved it.
I thought that was going to be like a punchline there.
No punchline.
That was very
It was
earnest.
great. It was very great.
Ended up in a sauna again.
Yeah.
Like-minded people.
Ended up feeling really relaxed.
All
No, it
nice.
was good. It was good for the old mental health. I loved it. I had a great time.
It was good.
Good
It
for
was
you.
really good.
Yeah.
What was better, the Munich part of the weekend or the Doncaster part of your footballing weekend?
If the wife's listening, it was the Munich part of the weekend. It was just a nice. The games bookending the weekend like they did was really nice. Two different things, and weirdly ended up the same message at both games, because on the Friday in Munich, about halfway through the first half, the Bayern ultras went silent, and the capo on his megaphone gave a speech for about a minute. But I couldn't really understand. Even Linda couldn't understand because it's quite echoey and staticky. You know what megaphones are like. It was really hard to understand. But then he goes silent, and the Werder fans at the opposite end of the stadium chant "Scheiß auf DFB," which is basically "fuck the FA." And Bayern ultras chant it back, and they go back and forth for like an entire minute. And then Monday turn up to Selhurst, and it's fuck Monday Night Football, and yes, FA screwing over fans from the HF. So same message really. And it was ridiculous, like the Friday night in Munich, 8:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. Werder fans having to get there is nonsense. And it's all done it's not TV in Germany, is it? No one in Germany is wanting to watch an 8:30 game on a Friday night. It's just so late. Yeah, so it's bullshit. And then you get the same on Monday. I don't even know what Monday was for. It was on iPlayer, weren't it? It wasn't even, or the red button or something.
Red button.
Like,
Not even on a
Who's
channel.
tuning in?
yeah, who's
Everyone
watching
who's
that?
going to watch it's there.
Yeah, I mean, it is bad. And like, I also had a really good time, but it's a sort of like where you have to plan. I took 2 days off work and then booked the train in advance, and we booked a hotel, and you know, it's fine if you're retired, I guess, or, you know, whatever. But
Or if there's hot water.
yeah, you know, if you don't like hot water, it's great. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bit shit that you have to, you know, take time off work. You know, some people can't take that much time off, so they miss out on the game. You know, we took 2,000, which is pretty commendable, I think. And it was a pretty good atmosphere, had a good time. But yeah, doing it on a Monday night when you could quite easily have played it on a Saturday for all intents and purposes, like no one's watching it. it's shit.
Monday night football's just always been shit. It's a bad idea, and FA Cup football on a Monday is even more of a disgrace. FA Cup games on anything that isn't a Saturday or a Sunday is. I mean, what was it? Was it the last round? There was a game on like a Thursday night.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
There's one on Tuesday this week. We had bloody fucking the never-ending match between Exeter and Forest last night. And it finished at like 11 p.m. or something because of the injuries that happened and so on. Sad.
It's stupid.
Really good performance from Joe Whitworth in that one. Sad that they went out for him, but they survived. Kept it at 2-2 for a long time with 10 men, and he was quite a busy goalkeeper. So cash in on him in the summer. Get some monies.
That's the spirit.
Him and Jez.
No pass to the first team. Get out.
Yeah, he's not going to play in the Premier League at Eastside. Just not happening. Talking to goalkeepers, me and Carl was chatting during the game saying that in terms of depth in our squad, the biggest gap in depth is between our number 1 choice goalkeeper and our number 2 choice goalkeeper. Did it come across on the TV, Albert, how often he kicked the ball into touch?
But he was kind of he was obscured and kept at the firing line by Chris Richards passing. So one's a goalkeeper who's predominantly most used to using his hands, so I can forgive the odd shite bit of kicking from an outfield player though. That's a whole different story. But no, it didn't really, there was a few occasions where I was like, I know again, but, didn't really come across so much on telly.
Yeah, it just obviously got me thinking about, the professional Dean Henderson shill over here. It's like people complain about he's kicking. It's like night and day between the two. Ridiculous.
Yeah, watch this. Yeah.
At least he kept the ball out of the net. Also, at the end of the game, he'd come sprinting over to the away end and just started making out with a girl in the front row. I assume it was his missus.
we hope so.
Offence.
Offence. Or defence, I think. Ooh, missus. Game-wise, it was a bit shit, weren't it, though? Just having that extra bit of quality in the right moments.
Yeah.
Which eventually, it's another set piece, Albert. We've scored from yet another one. Yeah, another one.
Another one.
Nice ball from Kamada into Mateta, and he's unlucky not to tuck it away himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's again we've waxed lyrical about the variety of quality set pieces that we seem to be working on. I mean, that ball is absolutely leathered into Mateta, and for Mateta to control its spin, and it's really good. I can't think who the two players were, Palace players that were sort of flanking Mateta, who just they dart off in two different directions, and Mateta almost doesn't move, does he? And just takes that ball on the turn and hits it. And he's unlucky to not get the goal. And it'd be really nice to see that go in. But Danny boy doesn't miss. I mean, he does. He's missed a couple, but not from there. He doesn't miss.
Yeah, it was. Really well worked. Love to see Danny Munoz score. Love it. Add another couple of million to his value.
Yep.
Can do it on a cold, wet, windy night in Doncaster.
So far this episode, you've sold half our squad. So let's have everything we've got left come the end of the app.
Yeah, him too short. Get rid of him. That guy.
Yeah, that
scores too many goals. Get rid of him.
That guy's kissing two swords on a badge.
I was thinking about Matt Turner. I thought it was like some weird slack street term that I wasn't aware of.
But yeah, so we get to our time. Do you know one thing I'll point out here? You talked about the Palace atmosphere was all right. especially in periods, it was all right. We did sing most of the game, but I thought the home atmosphere, Hesketh, was really disappointing, considering it was a real chance for them to just get on top of us, and barring a few roars here and there when they got a corner, we kept them very quiet.
Yeah, I said it during the second half actually to Vanessa, how little noise they made, considering it's a big game. I know Palace are not the most exotic of clubs to get, but if you're in the 4th division and you get a Premier League club, especially after you've seen Plymouth knock out Liverpool, you'd think they'd be like right behind them from the very start, and they weren't really. Like you say, they had the odd shot and then a corner where they were allowed for maybe like 10, 20 seconds, but yeah, really disappointing. The sound carried pretty well when we were singing, I thought. So yeah, real letdown. I thought it was going to be a really, really good atmosphere, and it ended up being a bit crap.
Yeah. So half time, 1-0 up, come out second half. And then, was it you who was saying over my shoulder, get Donny off, get Essay on?
No.
Well, it might have been Carl saying it, but just after he missed the sitter. But it's the build up to him missing the sitter in front of goal, which, I mean, just having Adam Wharton back, I lost count of the times I just went, every time he gets the ball. One touch to control it, usually on the half turn, and then just knows the pitch, just knows where everyone is, and it's just the right pass almost all of the time. And he releases, is it Munoz down the right, and then Mateta overlaps him, and Mateta puts in the perfect pass to Donny. I was really impressed with Mateta's pass, because a lot of people just flashed that across the face of the goal, but he'd looked up, he knew exactly where he was trying to put it, dissected the defence, and he's unlucky, Albert. We obviously, I've only seen it once, amateurish, but looked like it should have been easy to just open the foot up and tap it home.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd have to go back and look at it as well. I think it maybe does just sit up a bit awkwardly. But yeah, luckily he makes amends, because I thought he played well, Donny, I have to say. He was one of the names that I wanted to see start, because he is going to find himself limited. Now Wharton's back, and Lerma and Hughes are just really on form as well. So I think any opportunity he gets, he's got to make an impression. And like you say, up until that point, the biggest impression he'd made was missing what's essentially an open goal. So to make amends for that, great for him.
Yeah. So he misses from 5 yards out on his strong foot, and then a few minutes later, Hughesy finds him with the perfect ball over the top, and he just casually lobs the keeper on the volley with his weak foot, Hesketh.
Yeah, I love everything about that goal. If you watch it back, I have watched it back because I'm not an amateur. When Hughes picks the ball up, you can just hear all the Palace fans doing the Hughes as he dinks it over the top. Perfectly weighted, perfect sort of distance, and like you say, great finish from JD. Very instinctive as well. He knew what he was going to do, and as soon as it went over the defender, he just dinked it in. Great little celebration. Good to do it in front of the Palace fans as well. And definitely made amends for that sitter that he missed a few minutes before.
Yeah, and it fully put the game to bed as well. You could already tell that they didn't have the quality. They could have had quality Street if he scored.
Boom!
But, Rob Street went off half an hour into the second half, hour in, maybe something like that.
It's pretty bad that I didn't even know he was playing.
Yeah, I knew he was in that team, but I didn't realise he was on the pitch. Yeah. I didn't realise it was him. But yeah, it was. They just didn't have the quality to score. It looked like we were going to see out. We don't concede to anyone now, right? It's the fourth 2-0 away win in a row. First time we've ever done that in our history. 5 clean sheets away from home in a row. First time we've ever done that in our history.
It's a shame that we're playing at home on Saturday, isn't it?
Yep. But yeah.
One thing I was going to ask you, Mark, and ask you both. when Chilwell obviously came on in this at half time for his debut and was noticeably further forward in the pitch. Hello, Chile. Noticeably further forward, like as a starting position. How did you, Albert, because you were watching it on telly, how did you think he did?
Yeah, I thought he did really well. I mean, obviously we all know of his quality, as he mentioned in his interview, and we know he's come from a big club and he's won Champions Leagues and he's played for England. So yeah, we know he's got the quality, and obviously he's come on when the team are in front anyway. But again, you have to also say he's come on against a Doncaster side, so and we're already ahead in the game. Not that 1-0 is a particularly sort of comfortable, secure scoreline, but again, he's not come on to try and chase a game or pull us back in, or let alone against the top of the league Premier League side. So I thought he played really well, and he was looking to do good things, and he seems very much on the front foot. But he wasn't really tested going the other way, particularly, was he? So I can imagine that was quite a walk in the park for him.
Well, Ollie Glasner after the game said on his performance, he was a little bit too passive in defending so they could pass in behind. This is what we are doing differently, but you could see he is comfortable in possession and in passing. A little more attacking than Tyreek, but this is what we're looking for. So a positive debut. Ben brings quality experience. It's important to integrate him into the way we are playing. It's maybe a bit more aggressive than he's used to, especially out of possession. Our wing backs have a lot to do, and he will get used to it because he understands the game very well. So,
sound reasoning all around there.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, I was saying he's also, what's clear, what he tries to do a lot is get in behind. Mm-hmm. Ty does it once in a blue moon, but on the big switch, he's looking to, you get the 10 going around him to stretch the play a bit, and he's smart enough to run inside when the gap opens up. And the one time we looked for him, it just missed him. So expect him to get some chances. Sorry,
yeah. Look, and if Tyreek Mitchell's game improves because of the competition or the pressure, whatever you want to call it, having Chilwell around, then that's great for us. It's great for Ty. And if Tyreek Mitchell's kept out of the side because we've got a really quality left wing back in the side that's again won Champions League, then that's good for us. It's not it's slightly different to why do we get these loanees in and we don't develop our own talent like Tyreek is developed. He's still developing, but we know what he can do. So it's not like he's being held back or going back to the Jesse Derry thing. Like he's in the first team. He is our only permanent first choice, if you want to call it, left wing back. Chilwell's come in for a bit of depth, add a bit of quality to get us through to the end of the season. So as long as they both stay fit, I don't think there's any losers really.
Okay, from a Champions League winner then, Hesketh, to a future Ballon d'Or winner, Matthias França was back on the pitch.
Yeah, he was.
It was kind of wholesome, wasn't it? The whole 5 minutes he was on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, he got. I think he must have started warming up or something because the Samba song started a little bit before he came on. And when he did come on, eventually he got a really good reception from the Palace fans. And, he was only on for 5 minutes or whatever it was. He had a couple of nice little touches, a sort of little feint to get round a defender. Didn't have to do much, didn't have much time to do anything, but just really nice to see him on the pitch. And also nice to see that sentiment shared by the rest of the squad. At the end of the game, when they all came over, I think it was shown on TV as well. You can tell me if it wasn't, Albert, but when all the players came over to the Palace End to clap us, Lacroix was sort of pushing a reluctant França towards us. Big smile on his face.
That was on the TV.
Yeah.
And I was shouting, don't fucking push him too hard. Jeez,
yeah. Ooh, well, watch it.
Steady on.
And it was just like, it was really clear to see how much everyone liked seeing him on the pitch again, fans and players alike. And even if you go on all the players' Instagrams and that, all of them were sort of reposting the photo on their stories of França playing, because I think it's been a really rough couple of years for him. He's obviously a good kid, and I think a lot of the players want to see him do well. So a really nice way to cap off the win, really.
Is it bad, though, that when I hear the Samba song, I'm still saying in my head when the Royal rhythm starts to play?
What are the new lyrics? Obviously, it's been a while.
You're going to make me sing this again? Don't you remember I did
No, you
this?
don't. No, you just need to, refresh my memory a little bit. You don't have to sing the whole thing.
When the Samba rhythm starts to play.
When the Samba rhythm. Okay, fine.
That's
That's what I
me,
needed.
make me sway.
That's all I
Spencer
needed.
running down the wing, scoring goals, making the party.
Old hamstring.
Leave him alone. Seriously,
Yeah,
leave him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
Hands
a little
off.
bit of a dribble.
Yeah, the insurance
It was
isn't covering
alright.
it.
Yeah, a little bit of a dribble in the penalty area, just loose touch right at the key moment. But obviously we invested a lot of money in him. We all want to see him come in and start to be able to play some football and make a difference on the pitch. SA got some minutes as well. Albert, what would they say? Did he get any sort of? I mean, I hear the commentator wasn't great on the iPlayer, suggesting it was Devaney's first goal and Max Meyer. What was it? American international.
Apparently so.
Off his nut. Lots of I mean, obviously a lot of chat about SA and his scoring with his first touch in his first appearance. So, but yeah, again, I thought SA showed a lot of promise. I don't know if he was, guilty at times of maybe trying a bit too hard and coming a cropper. But again, just looks like a Palace player, confident, happy to take the ball, happy to carry the ball, happy to try and make something work. And he's young, and I imagine there must have been a bit of something going on in his mind. The fact that he would have known that if we win, he's already facing his former club 5 minutes after leaving. So that'll be that's your narrative for the next round, isn't it?
Yeah, and he straight away had post-match had on his Insta the fixture with a little smiley face on there. So yeah, pretty crazy that's how it ended up rolling out. Journey home, and you stayed up there in your lovely hotel room full of stains.
Yeah.
Carl stayed up there as well. He
Not in my room.
not in your room. No.
Well, he was very quiet if he did.
Although, speaking of Carl, I've just had a WhatsApp from him, and it says that he's in a box for the game on Saturday, and his current run whilst in a box is 11 without a win.
Oh, fair.
Gonna have to start calling him Nketiah in the box. Sorry. I mean, no. Yeah, so everyone's now saying to him in the group, cancel the box, get there.
Yeah, 100%.
Got to cancel it.
100%. For the greater good.
And in the middle of all the carnage about him and the box it says Luton are now bottom of the Championship. It's happened a few times, hasn't it? You've had consecutive relegations from teams, but it hasn't happened for a while, has it?
Just talking of the Championship, I don't know if any of you happen to know the score in the Plymouth game tonight.
Well, they've followed up their 1-0 victory over Liverpool in the FA Cup with a stonking 5-1 victory over Millwall.
Unlucky.
Which could also be a sign because Donny had been doing really well in the league, and just before they were meeting us, they held 5 to Chesterfield. So,
That's it.
Yeah. They see Palace on the horizon and they just start to wet the bed. But I mean, that Liverpool knocking out Plymouth, I mean, I'm going to keep hammering on about the FA Cup.
Plymouth knocking out Liverpool.
Yeah, sorry, Plymouth knocking out Liverpool. So, and Plymouth player getting his tooth knocked out as well.
It's a gold one.
Did it look like it had a massive fucking spike on the end? Was it like a
Gold one? Some scallies had it away.
no? But we're now got a scenario where 4 of the traditional top 6 are gone, with the only 2 remaining being Man City, who just fucking can't defend, and Manchester United, who can't play football. So it's going to be extra special disappointing when we lose for a 3rd time in a row against Man United in an FA Cup final.
Yeah.
But no, it's again, it's kind of like 2016 with this opportunity just sort of like opening up before us. And if it's anything like the last run, it'll be you got to get through that one difficult game. It was Spurs in 2016 when Martin Kelly wrote his name in folklore. But now, yeah, fucking Millwall in the last 16. And then there's still going to be some, you're going to have one definite championship side in there because Preston have got Burnley.
Fuck getting Burnley or Preston.
Oh, well, I think I would quite happily take Preston home or away, to be honest. The cup.
Even Hesketh's nodding. Jesus.
Well, we haven't beaten Millwall yet
Well, then why are you nodding?
because I've not had any of my water. I'm stressed.
No,
I'm
of
sorry.
course
I'm positive when I'm stressed. Okay, all right.
Look, I've even got it written on my T-shirt. Look, anxious. I know. I understand that this is not a visual pod, but I have a T-shirt that says anxious on it. But then it also says millennial cowboy, and I'm neither of those things.
1 out of 3.
If you watch wrestling, you'll understand. If you don't, just don't judge me. Just leave me alone.
Oh, I thought you was going more down an Orville Peck kind of road, but is that his name?
Watch out! It is his name. I like Orville Peck.
Yeah. If we do draw Burnley in the next round after comfortably brushing Millwall aside, is there ever been a more nailed on 0-0? They've kept another clean sheet tonight, Burnley.
Yeah, it's insane. I know I said it last week or the week before. They've only let in 9 in 30 or something. It's mad. That is crazy. But I think with a cup draw, like anyone sort of around our level will be looking at it thinking the same. So Bournemouth Forest, sure. Villa are still in, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I think all of these clubs are going to be like, look, a lot of these traditional above us clubs have gone. This is our year. Which makes for, it makes for a more entertaining tournament. It's boring and it's always the same fucking teams all the time. So.
I mean, if we get to a scenario where Man City or Man United don't win it,
yeah,
it's a quality year, whatever, because
exactly.
For once, it's not going to be one of the big guys. But if Villa got Cardiff, I think Cardiff have been doing all right of late as well. So not an easy game for them. Did City get Plymouth?
I think so.
Probably,
yeah. Yeah, and I think it's at the Etihad as well, so you probably can't expect Plymouth to do it there. Or maybe. No. You never know with City at the moment.
I mean, the other draw, the other ties are Forest at home to Ipswich.
Newcastle Brighton was a good one.
Yeah, Man U at home to Fulham, Bournemouth at home to Wolves.
Newcastle, Brighton.
Yeah. So I mean,
well, that's that. I mean, Fulham could quite easily get rid of United at Old Trafford. I mean, it's just you can't.
It's only now when you look at it. Oh,
we'll cover it nearer the time, but we can't fucking lose to Millwall. We talk about how the draw's opening up, and it could. For a club of our level, it could be the year for that sort of club, and then we lose to fucking Millwall. If we were playing Millwall away, mate, that's 2-0 Palace all day long. But Millwall at home, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, I think the last time we lost to lower league opposition in the FA Cup, was it Hartlepool?
We lost to Derby, didn't we? Was that not in the
No,
FA?
but like, I think was that stat might have been outside of the top two divisions, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because we definitely lost to Derby. Was that when Luca got sent off? One of the first VAR was first about, wasn't it?
It sure was.
Yeah. So I don't know. We got to be looking to win it. And I just love how Glasner is. He said the same thing when we drew Doncaster. He said the same thing now we've got Millwall. Championship side at home in the FA Cup. We've got to be winning it. There's no like, going to be a tough game, all of that kind of jazz. Just got to win.
Yeah.
The guy knows what he's doing in the cups.
I love him.
I'm dreaming. I'm already thinking about fucking Athens away in the Conference League or Europa League, whatever it is.
Another Spa.
Another Spa. Yeah.
Toga this time.
Yeah. At least I didn't say I was looking forward to Young Boys.
Moving swiftly on.
Well, didn't we go there? We played them in a pre-season. It wasn't at Emerald Grand, was it?
It wasn't at the Wankdorf.
Yeah.
He wasn't what?
Exactly. Anyway, enough about my curtains.
Right. Then so I've come back on the night actually after Donny. So I was going to say if it went extra time and pens, I'd have been in trouble. But because it finished at normal time, comfortably made the last train back to London. Takes an hour longer on the way home than it did there. But I was sat next to the photographer Seb for the journey home. Fan of the pod, guys.
Fan of his photos.
Exactly what I said when we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah. And he's not asked me to do this, but I'm going to do it for him anyway. He has a Patreon. So patreon.com/Sebastian Frey, which is Frej. £3.50 a month. You get access to all these photos, which is he's doing loads of the away end and home ends at games and stuff. So you got a chance of seeing yourself in action. I mean, every time there's a crowd shot of me of any variety, it looks like I'm having a stroke. So
Wanked off.
A chance would be a fine thing.
I've just got an image of you sitting on the train to him, just sitting in really sort of
Pensive.
pondering poses. Just yeah, sure. Just staring out the window.
Trying to get the new profile shot for the LinkedIn.
I mean, take a picture if you like. Don't you know?
Yeah, don't have to.
You got a camera on you now, have you?
Is that the lens that you want? Are you sure?
Yeah. No, don't take one of me. Don't take one of me. Go on then, do take one of me.
Please, here's my email address, by the way. Thanks.
If he pulled out,
I'll give you the £3.50 now if you like.
Did you get one of these prints for Christmas, Hesketh?
I did. It's the Wilf mural at the top of the homestyle.
Oh, it's not the one of Terence.
It's get a magnifying glass out. It might be.
We'll have to get him into the fan zone and do a winging it promo shoot.
Portrait. Yeah, great. Albert, stop dabbing.
Patreon.com/Sebastian Frey for go and give him a bit of sport. £3.50 a month. It's coffee, innit?
It's a pint of Guinness in Doncaster. So
let him travel around and keep taking the pictures. So next up, we've got, well, whenever they play us, the mighty Toffees, Everton, who have played their last Merseyside derby tonight against Liverpool and snatched a 98th minute equaliser. And then Albert, the scenes at the end of the game that absolutely everybody wants to see, kicking off the flat and centre.
You fucking. Yeah, it was great. I
The
mean,
great news is there's a red card in there for Everton 4 minutes after the game ended.
Yeah, and who knows? There might be some sort of inquiry where even more come to light. I mean, who scores the equaliser? Tarkovsky bangs in an equaliser, and the other Doucouré just goes sprinting over to the Liverpool end to give him some shit, which I really like. This is what football's about. And obviously Liverpool being Liverpool, they don't really like it much. And I mean, I don't know where all those people came from. Like, it was players and managers and coaches and subs.
Set piece specialists.
Set piece. No, don't hit him like that. What you've got to do is you've got to make a late run, and then sock him whilst he's not looking. Bottles, yellow cards, handshakes that led to red cards for fucking Arnie slot machine. It was fucking brilliant.
But just to reiterate, nobody wants to see that kind of thing.
Nobody, no. Football has let itself down tonight.
Exactly what you want from every derby ever is 3 red cards after the final whistle. That's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah. Who was the third one? Doucouré, Slot, and
Curtis Jones.
And Curtis Jones. Yeah, nice. There you go. So that's one less player to worry about. This weekend.
2 with Iliman, Diaye, and NDI.
And Donny.
Easy for me to say.
In your endo.
It's the somewhat predictably, I've ended up finishing this 8% can of beer.
Who would have guessed?
Now my tongue feels like it's a huge ball in my mouth.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. That's a very different kind of spa.
He's gone back to the spa now. Fucking hell.
That came out wrong, but we'll just move on.
Carries on.
Doucouré is a big miss for them. I think one of those players always seems to have a good one against us. And Donny being out is obviously great. Player we were massively interested in. But doesn't disguise Hesketh that Moyes has had a really good start there, and results have dramatically turned around for them.
Yeah, and I think I've watched some of their games and seen them on Match of the Day and stuff, and they've gone from never looking like they were going to score a goal under Daesh to looking like they're a very capable football team under Moyes. It was against Leicester, but they scored 4 against them, and they had a really good start against Spurs, which they almost threw away but didn't. And they scored 2 goals against Liverpool today. So it's annoying because, as miserable as I am, you would have to say we'd be favourites to beat them if Daesh was still there. But they just, Moyes is obviously a great fit for them. I think he's a pretty good manager, to be honest. And I think he's a good fit for them, and is only just talking about we just need to get away from the relegation area. So anything they do is like a bonus. And it's going to be tough. Donny being injured, I assume he's out for the game, is a touch because he was in good form. Like you say, Doucouré is always a bit of an agitator against us from even in his Watford days. So him not being there will be pretty good. And it sounds like, from our point of view, we're going to have a pretty full squad, all things considered, because Glasner said he expects Nketiah, Eze and Sarr to be available for the game. So that's a massive bonus for us, because Hibbs even did a forward dribble against Man United. So maybe he's turned the corner.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think there's more and more signs from Ebbs that he's gearing up for his typical last 10 game of the season barnstormer. Take it though, because I think any barnstormer at the back end of this season could lead to some very good things. Don't get too excited. But yeah, and obviously Sarr has made himself a fixture in the first team, and good to have him back. Shame that Nketiah didn't get to play against Donny. Maybe could have kicked things on for him, but always an option from the bench, which is a stronger looking bench now with Esse and Chilwell on there.
Yeah, and I also think Nketiah, and maybe I'm scraping the barrel and clutching at the straws and all the other cliches, I think Nketiah is going to be a player that really benefits from Wharton being back as well. I think, Nketiah's problem is that, the few sort of nailed on chances that he's had over his sort of handful of appearances, he's fluffed them, and they do tend to be, he'll have one, seems to have like one, maybe 1.5 like big chances, every game, every other game. And I just think with a player like Wharton on the pitch, particularly if it's a team that we can sort of stretch and, try and get past the last man, Wharton's the sort of player that will see that, see that run, see that sort of space early and hopefully try and put a few more on a platter for Nketiah and hopefully break his duck. So, like you say, we're having that nearly full squad is really promising.
Yeah, there's not much that Wharton doesn't see.
And I think the thing that we've really been missing this season, even though we've been improving a lot over the last couple of months, is getting that ball moving quickly up the pitch. We've looked a bit pedestrian at times in the first half of the season. But like you said, in the Doncaster game, there was a point in the Doncaster game where I just said out loud, he's so fucking good at Wharton, just because he just makes everything look so easy, but gets the ball to where it needs to be quick. Sometimes he needs one touch. If it's 2 touches, it's almost as quick. And if you think we got someone like Sarr now with that pace, you could easily see Wharton pinging through balls to him, getting the ball to Eze way further up the pitch so that Eze is sort of going forward and not stopping the ball or going back. So I think his return to the team could be absolutely pivotal for the next however many months of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what he made a mastery of is just finding players in between the lines on the transition really quick, and that's you're getting centre-backs turning back, running towards their own goal, getting loads of space for Eze, getting loads of space for now Sarr as well. You can see with Sarr's pace, you can see Mateta dropping into those holes now to then spin the ball off into Sarr overlapping him. So it's going to give us loads of options going forward. And yeah, it's just a shame he's been out for the whole season. Though, as always, it does mean my outrageous prediction cannot come true because Man City are not going to sign him in January. It'll probably be in the summer now, but
half a point.
Although he might not go there anymore, they're on the down. he's got to look for somewhere bigger. But no, joy to have him, and got to enjoy him for as long as we have him, because there you go, I've sold another one.
Oh, fuck hell. Do you get the impression, and I'm not saying it's going to be this weekend, do you get the feeling that someone might be due a pasting in the next few games?
Us?
Not us. Not here. No. I feel like we're on the verge of a stonking 3-0 or maybe a 4-0 or something. I can feel it.
Go one better against Villa at home this season and do them for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got 4 of our next 5 games are at home, right? So we've got to find a way to start getting results at Selhurst, because
Selhurst,
the away gimmies of 2-0 victories are going to go away for a while. So we've got to start trying to make it happen at Selhurst. And yeah, hopefully the addition of Chilwell, having Wharton in there, having Esse as an option, those kind of things are going to be what tips it over, and we start getting those results at home. So yeah, right. I think that's enough.
You've had enough.
I've had enough. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. As always, Hesketh, Albert, pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Indeed. And we'll be back next week when Everton review and Fulham away. Oh, that's right. I've got about 15 tickets for that in my coat pocket. But not.
I'm glad you gave me our tickets before you opened up the 8% or the 360 Guinnesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Got that
any
worry out.
spare ones for Fulham away?
Not currently. Keep the ear to the ground.
Let's continue this chat
Let's do this
off air.
offline.